Boys at their age when their transitional period begins, which is exactly what this age indicates, 11, 12, 13, yes, as I say about myself, hormones start to boil. At this time, boys' brains start to go sideways. Like milk curdles, there it's not about brains, not about thinking here, but the hormones are boiling. Here, of course, you need to show wisdom, how to approach it. How do doctors treat patients? They treat them. It's the same here. If before you could just say, you have to, son, now you need to explain why it's necessary. Explain what happens if you live without God, what it might lead to, what could result from it. Now you can't just take them by the hand and lead them. You have to explain. And you can't explain it like it's written somewhere. Let me remember why it's necessary. This won't work. It's best like this. You know, son, I've had different experiences in life. And sometimes I went to church, well, because I forced myself without any desire. But what would the result of this? Constantly talking about it. That's it. That is, speaking from oneself, searching within oneself. Many of our children stop living with God, influenced by the negative example of their parents. What kind? It's not even that the parents are godless or sinful, no. But, for example, like this, mom or dad, it doesn't matter who, grandma, grandpa regularly go to church, but even more regularly, they argue and quarrel. His children say hypocrisy, ambiguity, in the sense that somewhere he is genuine and somewhere not genuine. But this duality of ours, inconsistency, this is very important. To tell children that this should be, and to look within oneself, did I set an example? Did I provoke the child's action? And here it turns out, explain more to him and demand more from yourself, show more self-demanding. Well, I apologize. An example of how to praise oneself. We were planning to visit our Orthodox brothers and sisters for the feast of Peter and Paul, to be with them, but Peter and Paul falls on a Sunday. Oh, sorry, Saturday this year. They asked me, Willis, will you leave the next day? No, I said, I can't travel on Sunday. I can be there on the second day. I am Orthodox, so the Lord's Day I cannot travel. If only to go to a monastery, to a church, well, that's understandable. For the sacrament, for prayer, that's understandable wish, but just to be on the road, returning home, the Lord's Day. What is the Lord's Day given for? To sanctify it. And sitting behind the wheel and driving, what kind of sanctification is that? None. So we will stay there for another day. Pray, read the Word of God, socialize, and only then will we leave. That's what I said. It sounds a bit off. As if I'm saying, I did the right thing. But when you look into yourself, we do many things that make children see inconsistency in us. This is right, and I did wrong. Like here, on Sunday, I won't go, I will pray, read the Word of God. And at the same time, what did my children see besides it? Some kind of religious jam. There was a moment when my children started growing up, I noticed they began to develop an interesting trait. They even started mocking me among themselves, and like some actions, and they go, for example, come on, Dad, he'll justify himself anyway. He'll get out of it like a breeze. Or like this, well, he promised, it was his word, he's the master of his word, he forgot so. I could have taken offense. But I delved into it and realized they are telling the truth. I need to change myself so as not to give a reason for this. And the second time I thought to myself, in their presence, more than once or twice, I said something about my father or mother, and I realized who taught them to do this, what needs to be done to stop this, where to start. With myself. Well, I observe religious prescriptions, some rituals, but the way of life. Therefore, I had to rethink a lot, start over. When children grow up, they need more attention and explanations, with love and patience, and more strict self-motivation. I don't know any other ways.